Hello, friends. I am your host, Tom Downey, here to talk New York Giants, specifically Daniel Jones, and whether or not this is a make or break year for the young quarterback, because I absolutely believe that it is. Jones is entering year 3 as the Giants quarterback, and they made a very clear and obvious effort to put as many talented playmakers around him as possible. And Daniel Jones simply has to show growth this year. Otherwise, the Giants, as we'll get into, might be forced to move on from him. First, what Jones has done in his still very young NFL career. If we are being objective, if we are being honest, it hasn't been that great. The completion percentage is okay, it's good enough. The yards per attempt is far lower than what you want in the modern day NFL. The touchdowns and interceptions regress from 2019 versus 2020. His QBR did go up, and the fumbles did go down too. Now, the fumbles, he's still led the NFL in fumbles each of the past 2 years, and that has to get better going forward. But you can find and point to various things in his game that's gotten better from year 1 to year 2, but now it's time to take the jump in year 3. Now, of course, we have a full year left to go, but do you believe that Daniel Jones is the answer at the quarterback position? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Type in Y for yes, he is, or type in N for you're not quite as sold on that one and you don't think it's the answer. Get your votes in for me, Y for yes, or type in N for no. Now, and I mentioned the playmakers, the concerted effort from New York here to invest in better playmakers around Daniel Jones. Last year, Saquon Barkley was hurt. He doesn't count. Kenny Golladay was on the roster. They paid big money to make him the new wide receiver 1. They drafted Kadarius Toney, who will play the slot as a first-year player. Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard are back, but with reduced roles. They signed Kyle Rudolph as well. In theory, Evan Ingram will remember how to catch the football going forward. But in terms of the playmakers, the offensive weaponry, this is the best unit Daniel Jones has had, and hopefully offensive coordinator Jason Garrett can do a better job in terms of maximizing them. Now, where there could be some red flags, beyond, of course, Garrett, is on the offensive line. Andrew Thomas back at left tackle should be better in year 2. Same with Matt Parrott. You're hoping Will Hernandez shows some growth there. Nick Gates as well as Shane Lemieux, Zach Fulton battling for that right guard spot. The offensive line allowed way too much pressure. Daniel Jones probably held the ball a little bit longer than ideally you'd like to see there. But if the O-line takes a step forward, in theory, everything's in place around Daniel Jones from an offensive personnel perspective. But if Daniel Jones does not take a step forward, the Giants are actually in position to make a splash or two in the NFL draft. They have plenty of draft capital. 2 first-round picks, their own, and a first-rounder from Chicago. A second-round pick, their own, 2/3, one via the Miami Dolphins trade, which could also potentially be from San Francisco. That's not fully clear, but either way, 2 third-round picks. 2 fourth-round picks as well, their own, and then one from the Chicago Bears, and then their standard allotment of 5th, 6th, and 7th rounders. The Giants' position right now is if Daniel Jones just does not impress in 2021, they will have the draft capital to go find a new quarterback if they want.